Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at one of my most anticipated figures. And well, guys, much like BVS, it was a disappointment. However, this was also one of my most anticipated statues, and in that regards, it does succeed in some ways. So today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys Gold Label Batman Year 2 figure slash statue. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other content that I put out, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It's free and easy for you to do, and it really helps the channel grow. With all that out of the way, guys, once again, we are going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys Gold Label Batman Year 2 figure slash statue. So yes, that's exactly what this is. It's a statue slash figure. So here we see it in statue form. And exactly how I said in the intro, it's been one of my most anticipated figures slash statues of 2021, which now carried over into 2022 because especially of the whole, canceled pre-orders debacle that went with this thing. But yeah, guys, if you guys have been following the channel for a long time, I've been wanting and waiting for this thing for a long time, and thankfully Todd did throw it back up onto Target.com over the weekend. I believe it may still actually be available, so if you're interested, go check it out on Target.com. And it shipped very quickly, obviously, as you can see, it's here. So super excited about it, but like I said, it does disappoint in regards to being a figure. As a statue, I do absolutely love it. It is great. However, there are a few things, it's mainly in the footing of the statue. He kind of like stands awkwardly, and you have to really work at positioning his feet so it doesn't look like he's like just, having his feet draped and having the cape hold him up. You have to really play with his feet. But once you get that down, it's not that big of an issue. But however, when it comes to the figure mode format of this toy, it is not the best. I do like the paint apps and this version of Batman. This is actually one of my favorite versions of Batman from this era, from this comic. The blue and the gray and the yellow and the bat symbol is just beautiful. And that's not the issue. It's just the figure itself. So we'll definitely get into that when we take a look at the figure form. But before that, why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the accessories that he comes with, because he does come with quite a few accessories. Unfortunately, that also adds to the price point. This was a $50 McFarlane DC Multiverse figure, and I really think it should have just been a statue. I don't know who was gonna utilize this as a figure, because the figure form is just so bad. He would have been better off just putting this guy on a better buck and releasing him separately, and then also releasing this as a statue by itself, because that's really what it is. It's a statue, and I think had he released it as just a statue, it would have been about $30. But with the extra added plastic that he threw in, it bumped up the price an extra $20. So, yeah, that's just my take on it. Like I said, as a statue, it is a beautiful piece. And yeah, for $30, I would definitely not hesitate to pick this up. However, for $50, if you definitely are not a diehard Batman fan and just don't necessarily need a Batman statue or want a Batman statue, I would say check out Diamond Select selection. You may find some better stuff for the $50 that you spend. So that's just my opinion, but you do get the combo here if you want it as a figure or a statue. So if you don't have many Batman figures and you do want to add one to your collection and utilize for toy photography and stuff like that, and then you want it to just look really good on your shelf, I guess this would be the one to go with. However, if that is the route you're going with, be very, very wary, because even though he is meant to transform from statue to figure and potentially back and forth whenever you like, he's not really meant for that. So we'll get into that right now when we take a closer look at him. But first, once again, let's go ahead and take a look at all the accessories that he comes with. He does not come with a basic DC Multiverse circular stand, because he comes with a base right here, which we'll get a nice closer look at once we take him off, of course. But he does still come with a trading card. So there's the front right there. You would think they would use some Todd McFarlane artwork for the picture, but I guess not. There's the back. You can pause the video and read it if you like. And now we're going to go ahead and start taking a look at all the other accessories that he comes with to basically make him an action figure. So he does come with a Batarang accessory piece, which is really cool, I have to admit. It's just a basic Batarang, all just painted blue, but it's pretty cool. You do get a soft goods cape, which is just as long as the cape that you basically see on the statue, and it doesn't look the best on him. You can work with it, you can make it look good, but just right off the bat, it doesn't look that good. It is made of some decent cloth or soft good material, though. It is, it does have some weight to it. It doesn't feel very thin and cheap. So maybe if you want to add that to another Batman in your collection, that could always be a possibility. He does come with 2 arms to plug into. And this is where the issue lies. So his right arm plugged right in. It was not an issue, no hassle whatsoever. His left arm, however, literally took me laying on top of the figure to get it to pop in, and then it would still pop out. And so I had to do it once again and just really push, and finally it went in. And then when I wanted to turn it back into the statue mode to get it ready for this video, as I was trying to pull this one out, the bicep swivel essentially just broke off. So it's like $50, and you can't even get that right. You can't even get a good, decent arm. So yeah, that's never a good start. So keep that in mind. He does come with some extra hands, because on the arms he comes with like these, I don't know what you would call these. I call these, like, I guess I don't even have a name for them. I'll be honest. They just take a look at them. They look like this. You can utilize them for a number of things, I guess. You can utilize them for like grabbing, growling. It looks like his hands are growling, in my opinion. I don't know if that's even a thing. Can hands growl? Well, obviously they can't make a sound, but can they look like they're growling? I don't know. But I also utilized it in my picks for just basically looking like sorrowful. So like he was like, cursing at the sky and stuff, because right here on the base he actually has his parents' tombs and everything, or not tombs, but their headstones and whatnot. So I made it look like he was crying on their grave. But like I said, you do also get some alternate hands for him. So one being a Batarang holding hand, so that way you can hold the Batarang just a little bit better, because the hands he has there don't really hold it. But here you can set it inside. It doesn't hold it perfectly, as you can see, but unlike these ones where like you just can't. It's just, I got it to hold in the picture, but that's because I shoved it in between the 2 fingers right here. So I guess that's what that hand works for, I guess. But yeah, he won't hold it like this. It just won't work. The last extra hand that you do get is a left-handed fisted hand. So another one of my pet peeves I've had with all these Batman figures and DC Multiverse figures is they don't come with fisted hands. A lot of them don't, and it's like, come on, they're superheroes. They're meant to get down, and if you're not going to give them their proper accessories, even if it's not your doing or call, it's Warner Brothers telling you not to give them this and that, give them some fucking fisted hands. I mean, it's kind of fucking ridiculous at this point, and it seems like Todd is going backwards more than forwards. At this point, it seems like he was kind of hesitant to really push and jump into this at first. You can tell by the plastic in the original figures that came out, and then he saw people were jumping in, but I think he kind of gambled on a few wrong figures that kind of sat on shelves, and he kind of ate it. And so now he's having to like really be like cautious and kind of go back to his old ways in the beginning of this line, because the plastic on this figure, aside from the statue base and pieces, does not feel the best, especially for $50. It feels like the original Arkham Asylum Batman, which felt very cheap and thin and hollow in terms of plastic, which I never really liked. I almost didn't continue collecting this line for that reason. However, he did start to show signs that he was going to change this, and some of the other figures that he released had some weight to them, had some thicker plastic, and I was like, okay, I'm in. And then now he's going backwards, so I don't really see myself collecting too many McFarlane Multiverse figures in the future. I'm going to have to really pick and choose. They're really going to have to be my favorites, because for the price he's asking, I'm just facing too many issues, you know. I mean, the last Joker I just reviewed, which was the last of the 3 Jokers that I needed, the criminal one, the leg just popped off right off the bat from pulling it out the box, and you can totally tell that the joint's just all fucked up. So this one has its issues, and this was a $50 product, so I'm just really not seeing it here anymore. So if you guys see far and fewer McFarlane DC Multiverses reviews on this channel, that is the reason, and I apologize for that, but I do pay for all these figures. McFarlane does not send me shit, and I doubt they'll ever send me shit for the way I speak about their toys. Truthfully and honestly, I'm not going to be like, oh, thanks to my friends at McFarlane Toys, I'm going to kiss your ass and tell you guys to buy this product, even though it's no good. Fuck that shit. I'm here to give you guys a real review. I put my own money into this, and I say, like I said, if you are a real Batman fan and you absolutely love this, I would buy it. If you don't, if you aren't, then look into Diamond Select and see what they have. They have much better options for $50 if you're just looking strictly for a Batman statue. But yeah, guys, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and pull them off, transform them from statue mode into figure form if we can. I tried putting that left arm back in earlier and it was not sticking again, so I'll try to put it in, but we'll see how it goes. Thankfully, I was able to get some pics in, especially before that bicep swivel broke. But yeah, I'm sure after this review, it will never again be in figure form again. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and pull him forward? Well, before that, why don't we go ahead and pull it forward so that we can take a nice closer look at the cape right here. That way I can go ahead and move the cape out of the way. This is a very long cape, just so you guys are aware. If you can see, it goes straight out of frame, very long, very pointed, very hard rigid plastic. It is pretty cool. It does have something that runs through it to hold it up. So once I take them apart, I'll go ahead and pull that out and show you guys what it is, so that way you guys know how to put it together when you get yours, because it could be self-explanatory, but if you're excited like I was and you're just trying to put it together real quick, something that's very obvious may not stand out to you as like it didn't to me. I had to really look and be like, what the fuck. But anyways, so yeah, the cape is really nicely done, I have to admit. That's what I'm saying. As a statue, 10 out of 10, perfect, amazing ish, just for the feet, you gotta mess with it and whatnot. But as a figure, I'd give it a solid but see, that's the thing, I really like the paint and the look of it, so I have to give it a 4 out of 10 on that. But if I didn't like the colors, it would definitely be probably a 1 out of 10. But with that being said, this is a beautiful cape, and I do absolutely love that part of this statue slash figure. Well, I guess that would be the statue part. So this statue. So let's go ahead and pull this off. And to take him out, all you have to do is pop his head off, and then his body will slide right out. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cape in the background right there. And since we have that off, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the base. So the base, oh my gosh, my dog's hair gets everywhere. Okay, so here's the base. So this is the hole that the cape stand plugs into. They give you 1, 2, 3, 4 peg holes. I don't know if you can tell. I'll turn it sideways. There we go. You can totally see it now. But yeah, so you have Barbara Gordon's grave, Tim Drake's grave, Thomas Wayne, Jason Todd, more of my dog's hair, Selena Kyle, Martha Wayne right there. So you have all those. It'd be cool if it said Bruce Wayne right there. I'm just saying. But yeah, so really cool base. Yes, that's what I'm saying. As a statue, 10 out of 10. I absolutely love it. So this part does come detached in the box. So this is in the front, so you just have to plug this in. But once it plugs in, you kind of don't want to mess with it, or else you run the risk of snapping it. So here's the body itself without anything plugged in whatsoever. So like I said, I do love this color scheme of Batman, the blue and the light gray and the yellow, and this middle piece is really giving me some issues. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that bad, I have to admit. It isn't until you plug in the head that you start to see the faults, because you have a gap right here, and I know you're gonna be like, well, the cape will cover it. Yes, it will. However, I just am not a fan of this whole head and neck combo, and I understand like that was the best option for this figure for the reason it being, you know, a figure slash statue. But that's why I'm saying like he should have just released it as a statue at that point for $30. Just release it as a statue. And we would have all been happier. I don't know anybody that's going to be really putting this guy into action figure form and utilizing him for that. But maybe there are people. Maybe I'm just the one thinking that nobody's going to be doing it and I'm the crazy one. But just in case, let's go ahead and put this guy together. So let's see, the cape does plug into these holes in the back. And then we can put his head in. And see, it does cover it up, but it's not the best. Oh, armless Batman looks weird. Okay, let's see. Let's plug in the arm that I know for sure will go in, which is the right arm. So let's plug this in. Move the cape out of the way. Plug it in. Let's see if it'll go in. Plug it in, plug it in. Who remembers those old Febreze commercials? There we go. There we go. So that's plugged in right there. The left arm. And yeah. Come on. You saw how much pressure I applied to the other one to get it in. And this one just won't go in. So, yeah, as you can see, as a figure, absolute and total utter shit. And once again, broke off when I was trying to remove the arm to put it back into statue mode. So, yeah, I mean, if you want a one-arm Batman, that's exactly what you get here. But, yeah, like I said, it is what it is. I guess this is the part we go over articulation. I mean, is it really necessary? I don't really review statues, but the fact that it's a figure slash statue is the reason why I reviewed this, and it was one of my most anticipated, I guess, toys. So he can look all the way to the right, all the way to the left, but then his head pops off, and that's why I'm saying, like, it's just not the best. So that pops off. I was going to look at this arm, but obviously he has no arm there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. He does come with a butterfly joint in there. Does go out all the way to a T-pose, 360 rotation at the shoulder, 360 rotation at the bicep, but be very careful because it may snap off, just like mine did. You do get double hinge elbows right there. You do get rotation at the wrist, up and down, whichever way that ball joint is facing. And once again, we have that ugly, ugly ball joint sticking out of the forearm wrist area. So add that to the tallies of negatives on this figure. So taking a look at the upper torso, he does rotate at the upper torso right there, and as well as at the lower torso by the belt. And he does not crunch down at all, and his head and cape came off as I attempted to do that. So he doesn't really stay together too well, so be aware of that. He'll fall back or lean back that much. At least the bat symbol actually looks good on this one, unlike the Three Jokers Batman on mine. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, it's actually... Is it crooked or is it just me? I don't know. But once again, he has like that diaper piece, as you saw earlier. It was kind of getting in the way. He kicks out that far, kick back that far. He will... Oh, he could do the splits at least, so he can at least join the cheerleading squad. That's good, because, yeah, this Batman definitely does... this Batman definitely deserves to be on the sidelines in terms of being an action figure. He can kick back that far because he does come with double hinge knees. And last but not least, look at his take a look at his ankle articulation. They will go down that far. They will go up that far. Ball rocker joint right there. And of course, toe articulation. So, yep, that's what you get as a figure in this one. Like I said, as a figure, utter shit. As a statue, pretty decent, not too bad. Really happy with it. Apparently even Batman wants to end it all right now. But yeah, guys, this has just been my honest opinion, because this has honestly been one of my biggest disappointments in a long time in terms of figures, especially price point. Man, this was a big disappointment. But like I said, as a statue, not so bad. Should have released it as a statue for $30. Would have been way more worth it than $50 for the extra plastic that I'm never gonna fucking use. So yeah, guys, with that being said, join me every Sunday for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. And this guy will actually be a staple on my podcast table in statue form, not figure. Statue form. But also join me every Wednesday on Instagram at CoolFigurez for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week where we will talk some toys and so much more. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of him. And in these pics, guys, the first few, I try to make it look like he was on a hillside in the cemetery, so that's why they're kind of like up and looking down. They didn't come out as planned, but I left them in anyway. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check those out. But also, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out if you like what you see. Leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jess the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, CoolFigurez Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. CoolFigurez Store. Check them out, guys.